Some things to consider before you start running Facebook ads. Number one is that you want to have more interested leads in your business. So that's kind of a no-brainer, but you want to make sure that you have that need in your business before you start running ads. If you're already overloaded with leads and people that reach out to you and you can't keep up, don't run ads. There's no point in doing it. The second piece of this is that you need to make sure that your target audience is actually on Facebook or Instagram. Not everybody spends time on Facebook or Instagram, and especially if you're trying to target business professionals, depending on what niche you're in, some of them don't spend time on Facebook or Instagram, so it's not a good place to advertise. The other piece of this is that you have to be comfortable spending hundreds of dollars a month if you're going to be running the ads for your own business, if you want to see any results at all. So if you're not in the point in your business where you're comfortable losing a couple $100 a month trying to run ads and get leads, maybe it's not a good time for you to start doing that. And the fourth and final piece is that you want to make sure that you have a portfolio or some work that you can showcase when you're running video ads. And if you don't have any portfolio work to run, maybe it's not a good time for you to do this, but we'll talk about that further down this process and other ways that you can make videos to be an advertisement that can attract people to you. So just an overview, you want to make sure that you have an interest or need for more leads, or that you'd like to have more inbound business that you can handle right now. 2 is that you want to make sure that your prospects are on Facebook and or Instagram. 3 is that you want to be comfortable spending hundreds of dollars a month. 4, you want to make sure that you have portfolio pieces established, especially in the niche that you're trying to target, and that you can use and reference them throughout your video to show that you know what you're doing. Okay, so if you're here still and all those things are checked on the marks, now let's talk about some of the cons of why you might not want to be running Facebook ads. Firstly, it's really easy to blow money if you don't know what you're doing. When I first started doing this, I blew a lot of money, and I just want to caution you of that. And I'll show you through these trainings on how to manage your spend so you know what you're doing. So really, my second piece of advice is start very small and scale up over time. One of the best things that you can do when you're running ads is to start at like $10 a day. I always recommend people start with $10 a day because you can run it for a week, spend only $70, and then you can look back and get some pretty good results. If you spend less than $10 a day, typically you're not going to get enough results that you can measure against, and frankly not enough people are going to see the ad to get a good feel on if it's worth it or not to continue to run the ad. So my third piece of advice is also to have ROI in mind. The entire point of running ads is not to make yourself feel cool, like, hey, I can run ads, or just to try and get in front of people. You really want to have mapped out ROI goals or return on investment that you want from the campaigns. So say you spend $100 on a campaign, your hope may be that you get one video from that gig that produces $1,000 or $2,000 for a project. So you basically would spend $100 and make $1,000, so you'd have a 10-to-1 ROI. And again, depending on what your niche is and how much you're willing to spend to get a very interested lead in your inbox, it may cost a little bit more than that. It may cost less than that. But typically, if you're going to be spending any type of ads, the lowest that you ever want to go is a 2-to-1 ROI. So basically, if you spent $500 to get somebody and then you made $1,000 from that person, that would be a 2-to-1 ROI. So anything that is less than double of what you're investing in that in an ad spend, you might want to reconsider if you need to be running ads or tweak your ads to make sure that they're actually profitable. Once you get good at this, you'll actually know what your typical lead cost is or what it costs to get somebody's information. And then just running some simple math, you can figure out how many leads you need to get in your inbox before you can actually close a deal. And again, if I'm talking over your head, feel free to put something in the Facebook group and ask me any questions about this. But basically, once you figure out what your hard cost is for leads, it's very simple math. And you can even figure out that, hey, if I'm only getting a 2-to-1 ROI, maybe I want a 3-to-1 ROI by just increasing the price of my cost by doing a higher day rate or charging more for my value-based pricing method that I'm doing, depending on how you're pricing out your projects. And then finally, this is a really, really good opportunity for people that are very niche in their marketing. So if you just shoot weddings, you just shoot real estate, you just shoot clothing brands, you just shoot cars, whatever it is, you can go super deep on your targeting with your marketing efforts in Facebook, and you can get very, very specific about who you're trying to target. You can actually go on Facebook and say, hey, find me people within 50 miles of where I live that are newly engaged, that are within 25 to 35 years old, that make X amount of money, and find me those people and send this ad to them about my promo prices for my wedding bundles. You would be amazed how many people you can get in your inbox that are just trying to ask for pricing, they're trying to see more stuff, if your video ad is intriguing. So as you can see, you can apply this to any other type of industry or niche that you tried to shoot. So if you're doing real estate, you could just target real estate agents or sellers or people that work in that industry. If you do cars, you could target car dealerships or certain brands. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with Facebook ads. So again, some of the pros, obviously you're getting more leads and you're getting more sales, which is a great benefit to your business if you're not consistently getting people in your inbox right now. The second awesome byproduct of running ads is that you're actually going to get more followers on your business page by just people trafficking your site, people that like your stuff but maybe don't want to buy right now that will end up liking your page, and they can see updates and posts from you on your business page in the future. The third great byproduct of running ads for your company is that you learn how to do this, because this is such an amazing skill, like I've mentioned in other lessons and the distribution lessons, how this can really change your business. Because if you shoot content for people that like to run the ads with what you're making, you basically haven't just made this one piece of creative that they have to then go figure out how to distribute. You've made the creative and you know how to distribute it and get results for them, which is just a super awesome marriage of skills and just makes a really natural next step for people. You can charge more money per project. You can learn how to run these ads on a continuous cycle. And then once they're ready to shoot more content for you, you've been running their ads the whole entire time. And then it just makes it really obvious, oh, maybe I should ask that person to shoot for me again in the future. So it's super, super handy skill to have. In the next couple of lessons here, I'm going to show you guys how to set up your account, how to run your ads, what ad creative works best, how to measure your results, and all those types of things. So make sure to tune into those, and we'll see you in the next lessons.